Well, hello, sports fans. It's Larry Eder with RunBlogRun. We're with Stuart Weir. This is week 2 of the Athletic Chat, and where we take 4 topics, try to solve the athletics problems, or cite great moments in athletics. Today's the 85th anniversary of Jesse Owens setting 4 world records in 45 minutes. And I just wanted to remind you of those records, and then we'll go on. 100 yards in 9.4 equaled the world record. Long jump, 8.13 meters. Then he went 20.3 for a 200-meter, 220-yard, which had a straight and then a turn. And then he went 22.6 over the 200-meter hurdles. I never got to meet Jesse. I've met people. My editor, James Dunaway, who passed away in 2014, found him fascinating, told me great stories about him. Seemed like a very complicated individual and one of the finest athletes of all times. We've just posted a piece on our site from Chris Turner, the man who does director of Heritage at World Athletics. Chris is one of the biggest track geeks in the entire world. He has an obsession with all things Finnish. He even uses 1924 Normie as his Twitter feed. Guy's a geek. And I love him. And we first started talking in 95 about javelin stuff. I don't think this guy's ever seen a javelin competition he didn't like. I think he's half Finnish. Anyway, he's in charge of the historical department at World Athletics. Check out the piece today on Jesse Owens. Okay, so from that, we're going to move on. Stuart, how are things going in the lovely United Kingdom?
Nothing has changed a great deal. Politically, the Prime Minister is having a bit of trouble with people wanting to sack one of his advisors. But, you know, I think probably in the States you've had one or two of situations like that.
Just a few, yes. Our politics it changes hourly in the United States, you know, from one state to another. I'm in Wisconsin now. I go to California on Wednesday, and I will be staying in my parents' home and trying to be by myself for about 14 days, which will be kind of interesting. But so we'll be doing things from California. I wanted to talk to you about several things. I haven't heard much about our friend Mo Farah. Anything new on him?
I haven't really heard anything because, of course, he made the big decision to stop doing track and only run on the roads.
Yeah.
And when he didn't win anything, really, he made the decision to go back and run in this year's Olympics on the track. But then, unfortunately, this year's Olympics, as we know, is not happening.
Yeah.
So I don't quite know where that leaves him. Leaves him, whether he will attempt to do a fall marathon, assuming there are any.
Yeah.
Because I have, again, doubts as to whether the London Marathon can take place.
What do you think is happening there? Because, Hugh Brazier is trying to be transparent. I appreciate he's had a very difficult thing. But as you and I know, the London Marathon is much more than just 200 elites.
Yes.
And you guys have made it this festival of running. Marathons in the U.S., even though a lot of them are older than London, have modeled themselves poorly after the way London's done things. Will people even, BBC gives it, 6 hours live?
Yes.
Will people even watch it if it's just a couple hundred elite guys racing?
Well, it's a totally different event because if you stand on Tower Bridge, for example, you can literally see people passing you for probably 4 or 5 hours.
Yes. Yep.
Whereas really, you and I have watched elite championship marathons, and you have sort of 50 runners, and they're past you, and then if you're staying in that position, your day's over.
Yeah.
But then the other thing is that will spectators even be allowed to watch it? Because it'll be social distancing, I would have thought, because the reason that there's a question to whether the marathon can take place as for the multitudes is you can't do social distancing. And so I think you cannot have spectators crowded the way they are normally, sort of 10 deep on the main vantage point. So whether it would work financially, I mean, as you say, one of the great things about London is that it raises millions for good causes.
Mm-hmm.
And, whether it would be as attractive a TV spectacle, who knows? Certainly in soccer, television is renegotiating all the contracts by saying, well, actually, we agreed to have soccer games in the winter on Saturday afternoons and Sunday afternoons, and now you're offering them to us in June on Tuesday evenings. And actually, that doesn't work as well for us. So can we have $300 million back, please?
Yes, that sounds like, I understood that BBC is renegotiating with UK Athletics, and they had a lovely deal for many years.
Yeah.
And I remember 4 or 5 years ago, Ian Stewart telling me, who was then with UK Athletics, that he thought BBC was going to become tougher and tougher down the road to negotiate with unless they kept the entertainment value up of the events. And that's what it's about. Sports is entertainment.